Hello everyone, and welcome to the Tarotscopes for March 2025. I know it seemed like January was a year long and February was about a week long, because here we are, come Saturday, it will be March. So first I would like to remind you about our Community Day on Friday the 28th. February 28th, 2025. We're offering a safe place for people who are working to do the blackout of social media. So no credit card spending, no big box stores, just visit Ma and Pa's and use cash. And we are offering our annex and some wonderful people who are volunteering their time to come and do Reiki or some healing work and talk with people and share some tea and stories, maybe some divination, just a place for you to feel like you don't have to be preoccupied with looking at what's going on for the day. All right, and the longer you can do this blackout of big companies, the better. And on my personal Facebook page, I've been trying to put out lists of companies that have bought out other companies. Like for example, Clorox bought Burt's Bees and a lot of little companies like that. Applegate's been bought by Hormel. We just don't realize, and we think we're giving money to smaller businesses, but we're really feeding the big corporations and starving the small businesses. And believe me, with the way the astrology looks from now till August, September, we're really going to need our community. All right. Also, before I get right into the Tarotscopes, I'm probably going to piss some people off, but I want to talk about my opinion of what a Tarotscope is. So a lot of you know that I've been an astrologer a little bit longer than I've been a tarot card reader. And we ended up combining those two things to make Tarotscopes. What I find a lot in modern new agey websites or podcasts, videos, aren't really tarot scopes like I would consider them to be. Most people are just pulling a card, granted it's a tarot card, and putting it as assigned to a sign. So they'll say Aries, 3 of Cups. But they're not considering the astrology part of what's happening in that sign. So when we do Tarotscopes here at the Awareness Shop, we look at the planets, we look at what is going on with the planets in the house for that sign or rising sign, and do a Tarotscope much like we would do a horoscope, where you consider transits, aspects, houses, and the sign it's happening in, and then combine the tarot card. So it's truly a tarot scope, like a horoscope with a tarot card, rather than a tarot card for a zodiac sign. Both are valid forms of divination. I just want to make sure you guys understand what we're doing here, what I'm doing. We're not just picking a card for a sign. We're looking at what's going on also in the stars for that sun sign or rising sign. So what I will say to you is, this coming month, there is a huge focus in the Pisces energy. So you want to find out what house that's happening in for you. So if you have a copy of your own natal chart, you want to look there and see what house all this action is happening in, right? So we have that Pisces new moon that's kicking off in the last few days of February, and Pisces is going to run for the first few weeks, obviously, of March until we get to Aries. We have a pileup of things going on in the Pisces Aries sector, and I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about that on Magical Monday. So take that into consideration if you want to do a little further research as to where the focus is for you. Now, if you don't know your rising sign, then just listen to your sun sign. But if you know your rising sign, you can figure out the house that all this Pisces stuff is happening in. Considering whole house astrology, right? If we do our chart a different way, we would have to see what degree is on the door to the houses to know where exactly this is going on. But take into consideration what's being said to you for your scope, and then you could do a little digging to find more than just a couple of sentences if you were thinking about where this was happening for you, right? So we have a ton of energy, the node, the sun, the new moon, a lot of personal planets are doing things in Pisces or trining Pisces, just a lot of stuff going on there. And then towards the end of the month, there's a little focus on Aries as well. So if you are Aries, you want to pay attention to the Aries Tarotscope. But if you are other signs rising, then you want to think about where this stuff is going off for you, right? So what house do you have that is your Pisces house? What house do you have? And that'll tell you what's going on for you, right? Like the first house is the self, the second house is money, the third house is communication, the fourth house is home, the fifth house is fame, family, the sixth house work and service, the seventh house partnerships and legal matters, the eighth house psychic awareness, death and other people's money, the ninth house higher thinking, higher learning, the 10th house public speaking and career, the 11th house friendships and groups, and the 12th house is that kind of self-imposed restriction or undoing. So you can kind of put a little extra layer on there. And when I've worked out the scopes, I've taken that kind of thing into consideration. So now let's see if I can manage to read you March's Tarotscopes. So I just thought I'd do that little bit of extra info and information as my little astrology tips, because we got the number of super chats we were looking for on Magical Monday. So Anton said, oh, you've got to do another astrology video. I thought, oh my goodness, I just did that. Mars-Venus alchemy, which really, if you have a listen to that and figure out where that's happening in your chart, that would be a good information, a good lot of information for you. Also, if you're part of the Academy, we're going to step it up a notch on the 1st at 6 o'clock. We have our next little moon through our natal chart, and we'll be talking a little more in depth. Each class, we're going to try to add a little bit more understanding of how we can pull the most forward from what's being offered. All right, so first up is Aries, and we have to understand that we have Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde and a lot of crazy energy. And we keep hearing the people say, oh, this is unprecedented, XYZ has happened. Well, yes, because the astrology that we have right now is unprecedented. Whoever you look at on YouTube who's been in-depth astrologer for a long time, they're all going, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. All right. So Aries gets the star. So Aries says things should be getting back to your sense of normal for the month. You might be a lot more social, or you may be ready now to take care of others. I feel a lot of entertaining coming on to try to make up for what you didn't do over the past few months. Maybe you didn't really feel into it over the holidays. Work issues should come into balance as well. You start to see things looking up, getting a little bit better. And please, Aries, know that over these next few months, you're going to be in the spotlight as well as Pisces. Taurus, the Four of Swords. Remember, Venus is your ruling planet, so this Venus retrograde in Aries is pushing you. You will need to continue to look things over very carefully before making any final decisions. You may find that you have an abundance of unwanted alone time. Things might have just worked out that there isn't a lot of social stuff on your calendar. Don't waste it. Stop feeling sorry for yourself if you're not up for going out. But use this time to finish up some old project and get yourself ready for the spring season so you can get outside and do things. Gemini, the Ace of Swords. Doesn't want to go in there. Gemini. Gemini, things seem to be coming back to a manageable state of being. You might miss chaos a little bit because God forbid you want to be bored. And you know, it's second nature to you to have 10 things going on at once where other people just wouldn't be able to dance with the chaos. You've got a way about you. Anyway, Mercury is your ruling sign and it's going to be retrograde. So get yourself prepared. You've got another couple of weeks before it goes retrograde. Forewarned is forearmed, and Mercury retrogrades are a great time to finish up old business. So things will be a lot smoother for you if you take the advice and start to prepare and get things under control. Cancer, Four of Pentacles. I don't know, I'm not very good left-handed at getting this in here. Transparency, right? All right, Cancer, Four of Pentacles. You know that money you set aside for a rainy day? Well, this month it might be raining a lot. It seems there are some people that are just expecting to be taken care of or helped along the way or even paid for. In true Cancerian style, I feel you will not be able to say no. Whatever you do, don't reveal the actual sum of your worth. Keep some set aside for yourself. Leo. Eight of Swords. Just a bit longer, dear Leo. I know things have been quite stressful, to say the least. There are energies still willing to help you along, though. So use this energy to get ahead. You will find some way this month to settle up old issues and be ready to take on the coming spring with some newfound enthusiasm. Virgo, King of Pentacles. Money seems to be coming in at quite a steady rate. So remember, all this stuff in Pisces is opposing Virgo, making things move. Please be aware, though, to use these gains to pay off nagging debts. Don't just spend the money, which I know you don't usually do, but it's important that you try to make the best of this month's income. Maybe some debt consolidating, reorganizing of accounts, putting some aside. You've turned a corner now, though, financially, and things should be looking up in general for you for the rest of this year. Scorpio, Judgment. Venus is retrograde in Aries, ruled by Mars. Mars also rules Scorpio. Oh, I'm so sorry. Libra is next. Would be nice if I didn't skip over them. All right, Libra, justice. Aries is your opposite sign. This month calls for a situation to be brought to justice. And indeed, here's this card showing up for you. You should feel a real sense of virtue and balance for the coming season of growth. Remember not to gloat. It's okay to be pleased with yourself if you're right, but don't gloat. It doesn't make for good friendships. Now, Scorpio, judgment. Mars is your ruling sign, and Mars is moving from Cancer into Leo. This month's Venus retrograde will be looming and trying to slow you down. If you can't get a hold of things, then just pause. Money-wise, things are looking up, and some sort of past debt is being paid off. And I feel for you, Scorpio, like this month is going to give you that phoenix rising energy that you will overcome, regroup, and recognize the dawn of a new day. Sagittarius, the Three of Pentacles. Getting ahead on the work front is what March is all about for you, dear Sag. You will find things nicely falling into place, bills being paid, schedules being followed, no interruptions. Also, things are getting done around the house that you want to get done. Things that will make you feel a lot more comfortable. You will be more than ready to face the coming interesting times. Capricorn, you got your own card. The Capricorn card, the Devil. Don't be tempted to answer the aggression being sent your way. Let it roll off of you. March brings challenges from people you really did not expect it from. Use your inner strength to calm and soothe the situation rather than rising up in anger. This will be difficult as Mars going through Cancer is opposing you. But really, count to 10 or even 100 if you have to, so that you don't respond in defensive aggression. Aquarius, finally something good. The Nine of Cups. The Wish card. Things are looking up for you, Aquarius. Perhaps this has something to do with the things going on with Saturn, your rising planet, and Uranus, your ruling planet, and Uranus, your modern ruler. March should be a great month all around, really. You may find yourself feeling a bit like the chosen one. Not to worry, you can handle any pressure, especially if it means getting to where you really want to be. Set an intention for this new moon. Everybody should. Pisces, Two of Wands. Pisces, lots of stuff going on your sun. Time to find out for yourself what makes you tick. March is a time you are really going to have for self-discovery. You've been in some difficult situations lately, and you could see that things are kind of coming to a head. So how do you want to handle it? It's totally up to you, really. Put some thought into it and be mindful of a plan. How do you want things to play out? What do you think you've built in karmic reward? And how do you want things to go? You always figure out a way. And I think this time you're going to figure out yourself. Best of luck. All right, everyone. So again, listen to your sun sign Tarotscope. If you know your rising sign, listen to your rising sign's Tarotscope. Think about what house Pisces and Aries are for you. And if you want to know more, then just get a YouTube membership and join our Academy of the Occult. There's all kinds of things available to you there. We have a monthly guided meditation, story time with Anton. The moon through your natal chart is the class that we have this month. There's just a lot of great videos up there for you to go back and look at. And don't forget, we also do rituals for new moons, full moons, and Sabbats. So we're building quite a lovely little community. I think at this point we already have 16 members in the Academy, and we've only been going a little over a month. So we'd love to have you join us in the Academy of the Occult. And you can watch the YouTube membership video if you want a lot more details about that. But you do get $5 in karmic rewards, like a gift card to spend at the shop or to spend online. So the membership really only costs you $24.99 a month, because you get that $5 back. But really give yourself some time to focus and breathe. Even if you can't join us for the new moon ritual, do something for this Pisces new moon. It's intense. It's setting the stage for the rest of the year for you. Figure out what it is you really want. A broad bottom line, right? I want good health. I want a really strong relationship that I can count on. I want financial stability or financial security. Or I really want to awaken my spirituality. Pick a category and set an intention. If you don't have all the details ironed out, at least you have a category to work for manifesting. I hope this helps. I'd love to see you all in the store sometime soon, or here on YouTube. Peace and bright blessings.